Good morning, America. Markets have just opened. I just need to get Telegram up and running. So, I should be live on YouTube, so I just want to make something clear. I am streaming using a normal latency setting in YouTube. What that means is that you may experience a difference between what you see on YouTube and what you see on your own charting package. The reason I'm doing this is because when you run ultra low latency, YouTube doesn't facilitate translation, not during and not after. And I wanted my teachings to be available to those who perhaps aren't as well traveled in the English language as I am. So that's the reason why. If you want no latency, I like to ask you to go to my Telegram channel. In the Telegram channel, I have posted a link to something called Divergent. It's a sub-website that I've set up. It's called divergent.uk/Tom. And there you will be able to let me just see if I can get that up and running. So this is what it looks like. So there I am. And you can choose between various settings. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different servers to choose from, all of which should offer you 0 latency. I'm just going to press on this and see if that is actually true. 1. So I just want, I'm going to say something and then test. So I think that proves my point that it is as low latency as it comes. So now that we have clarified that, let's talk about the US indices today, because of course the overshadowing event today will be that the Federal Reserve will make their interest rate announcement known a little bit later on today. And I would like to trade that using what I call the rule of 4. So the market is incredibly bullish now. And maybe I have an opportunity here in the Nasdaq. What I can show for you is what the US has traded, how it has traded over the last couple of FOMC. So let's just find the Dow. Here's the Dow. And the last event we had was the 13th of July. So here we go. That's the 30th of July. We had a bit of a hit and miss session, up and down, up and down. Before that, it was the 18th of June. And this one here. So it looks like that's more aligned with where we are right now. So could very well see us buy. I'd like to be a buyer of the Nasdaq down here around 240. Buy down in this area here. So I'll put an order in at 237. So I'm filled at 236.9. I think that's what they call positive slippage, isn't it? So stand by for a long position in the Dow. I'm buying the Dow here at 46,038. taking profit here. Closed. I bought it at 37.9 and closed at 69. Stand by and then get Dow again. Put an order in to buy at 22. Nasdaq is not really playing ball, as you can see. I'm long Dow. Stand by for a long position in the Dow, in the DAX. I'm buying the DAX here at 26. Buying below or at prior bar low. Nasdaq is down on the morning. Dow very much up on the morning. DAX was down and is now up again. The guy who calls himself Ross. Ross, can you just acknowledge that you can hear me? Hi, Ross. Are you listening to me on Divergent as well? And what would you say the latency on YouTube now is? I'm going to close the Dow here. I'm closing Nasdaq here. I'm closing the DAX here. So no open positions. 8 to 10 seconds latency. That is a lot. Okay, look, my intention was always to keep this US session brief because I wanted to trade. I just wanted to trade with you tonight, and this was an experiment. But I have got, I wouldn't say a backlash because I warned you and I gave you full notice about YouTube and the alternative called Divergent. However, I am receiving people, and justifiably so, complaining that there's 10 to 15 second latency. Here's one example. Just for feedback, at one point I saw 18 seconds of difference between YouTube and Divergent. Obviously, I don't see you. I don't see your comments as complaints. Please don't be afraid to tell me how it is. But clearly, we can't have an 18-second delay on YouTube. We just can't. So I acknowledge what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and I think it's. I have received your message loud and clear, and I think we will stop now. And then when I see you again, I will come back with ultra low latency. The rationale for trying, I think, was self-evident, and we tried for 20 minutes, and it's fair to say that you experienced latency that was detrimental to this experience, which is supposed to be live trading. Jesus, can you imagine a world where you had a 20-second advantage on everybody else? It wouldn't take you long to be uber rich, that's for sure. You just sit and click the button all day. So indeed, I do find your feedback incredibly useful, and this is a user experience that I want to be as close to standing next to me shoulder to shoulder and seeing what I'm doing. And it's no good that we are seeing an 18-second delay. And I can imagine that you're listening to me in Divergent, and then you see me do it on YouTube 10 seconds later. So shall we chalk it up to we tried and wanted to benefit the greater good? But in this case, I think that we have to acknowledge that it just wasn't going. It wasn't. This is not what we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be. If I could get the YouTube down to a couple of seconds latency, I think we could all live with that. But not with the lengths that I hear you report back. So let me take a transaction shot of what we have done this US session. There were 4 trades, 2 Dow, 1 DAX, and 1 Nasdaq. I have closed them a lot earlier than I would like to because I acknowledge that this is not working. So we'll leave it at that, and I'm going to see you ahead of the press conference with the FOMC later on. Yes, it's a little bit annoying because the Nasdaq actually was doing exactly what we had hoped to do. It was a first bar negative and was a actually, what did I didn't do I bought below. Where did I buy it? Oh, I bought it at 36. So I bought it here. That was the hope. And well, it went a bit lower, obviously. But now it's significantly higher. The Dow as well. The DAX was a good thing I got out. But there you go. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate what you're doing for me here. Please don't think I am offended when you send me a message. You have every right to express how you feel about this, and I hear you. And I acknowledge that if I was sitting where you are and you wanted to follow what I was doing, it is no good that you can hear me with 0 latency, but the image comes in with a 10 to 18 second delay. That's no good. So we'll leave it at this. Lesson learned. We are going to encourage the people who perhaps do not have English as their mother tongue, which does include me, ironically, to brush up on their old school books. Or I am sure that there's software these days that can somehow translate what I'm saying after the fact. Thank you so much for this feedback. I can't go to low latency now, and I'm quite happy just to leave it at that. We made really good money today, and hopefully that's going to be even better when we trade the FOMC. So for now, thank you, stay strong, and thank you for your feedback, and I'll see you later. So this is just a very short session, just 25 minutes, because of the latency issues that we experienced because of changing the settings on YouTube from low latency to normal latency. The effect was pronounced. It's no good for us, and I'm closing this stream now, and I'll change the setting for when we start again later today at the FOMC. Thank you so much. Love you lots. Stay strong.